Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Blitz, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about World of Tanks PC and World of Tanks Blitz, and comparing the two. With Reforged on the horizon, a lot of you have voiced your opinions, as I have as well. And a lot of people have tried comparing Reforged to PC. I don't understand where this is coming from, maybe because you're thinking the enhanced graphics from Reforged is something like PC, but that's not even close. The World of Tanks PC graphics are 10,000 times better than anything Blitz has ever seen, even when it comes to Reforged. The engine isn't even Unreal when it comes to World of Tanks, so it's really just not the same argument, and people that are trying to say it's looking like PC, it's just not true. I would definitely say that World of Tanks Blitz Reforged looks kind of like the Play-Doh-y style of War Thunder, but it does not look like World of Tanks. I personally think that World of Tanks has some of the best graphics in the industry, believe it or not. But you'll see in just a moment, as what we're going to do today is showcase two very fun and crazy replays in World of Tanks and Blitz. And we're going to compare the two, and you guys can let me know your personal feelings, comments, and opinions on both games. So we can see here I'm in my WZ-121, and we're doing alright so far. I'm up to 1200 damage. Right now, this isn't a bad game, but it's not looking great either. The enemy Leopard is YOLOing me, ignoring the Hawk 12 and YOLOing me. I don't know if this person knew that it was Droodles or whatnot, but yeah, for some reason, this Leopard one YOLOs me, and now no longer exists. Okay, well that's good. We have cleared 2 of the enemy mediums, and only lost 1 of ours. I get a nice shell into the enemy one, or TVP. Unfortunately, a low rolls, but that's already decent. I've dealt 2,200 damage and a solid start to this game. We aim it on the side of the Rhino, got a 450 damage shot there, and that now places me at 2,600 damage dealt. Okay, the 704 unfortunately gets cleared. And my toonmate is going to get the clear on the enemy TVP. Okay, well, we have the IS-8 spotted with 1,899 health. Gonna take a blind shot now. Shell disappears. Okay, well, that's interesting. And what's even more interesting is just a moment here. You're gonna see, yep, a blind shot from that IS-8. Most likely that I hit his tank, and judging that I didn't see it ricochet anywhere, I'd assume it penned. But I guess we'll have to find out later in this battle. Right now, I'm just trying to think exactly what I want to do. I noticed that the enemy team has Hytronics, who is a really, really good player, and one that I have to focus on taking out, rather quickly. Like, a light tank, especially on the hands of a player who has gotten literally 3 9,000 damage games in the past month, you gotta clear that type of player, right? And as I always say, super, super high damage games are usually more luck-based than they are skill, and they're combined, right? You need a lot of luck and you need a lot of skill. You have to be in a situation where you get a super high farm capability, but you also need to be in a game where you're skilled enough to get that farm. And he's one of those players that's definitely skilled enough to do it. So because of that, point being, I want to take him out of the game at any point if I can. So I aim it on the Emil 2. I get a very, very nice shell right into the roof and penetrate his tank, now putting me over the 3,000 damage mark. Okay, well there's the IS-8, and look at that, the IS-8's missing about 400-ish health. So we did indeed penetrate that IS-8 with my shell. Okay, well, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to aim in on the IS-8 and get a nice pen, 481. Tungsten on this vehicle feels so nice. Unfortunately, I am now down to 2 tanks, me and my toonmate. Okay, well, I need to get out of here. The IS-8 is a big threat, obviously. I'm hoping that I can hatch him. Shell goes low. That really sucks. But what I need to do is I need to get the T100 taken out. I need to get this Rhino taken out who's in the base cap. Those are the 2 targets that I can deal with right now. I can't push in the open to get that IS-8, especially when there is a Clipper, the Emil 2. Autoloaders, as I always say, are just the most dangerous. Unfortunately, my teammate gets taken out, and that's not great. I'm up to 3,900 damage now. I put on my reactive, which makes the T100 LT roll a whopping 220 damage. Okay, well, I aim it on the T100. Nice 432. Even though that T100 shot me twice, because both of those shells rolled so low, I actually out-traded or evenly traded with that 2-shot from the T100. So now I'm going to aim it again on this T100. Here we go, moving up. Boom! 366 damage. And this is a great example here of where the 121 just feels so nice at that high damage per shot. easy clear into the T100. And now I'm up to 4,996 damage, but I also hit that blind shot. So I'm going to try and poke this a mill here and just try and bait a shell from him. Let's see. And, okay. I guess the mill hits me on the move. I was really hoping I could get that shell out and clear him, but sometimes you just get bad luck, right? The Emil 2, not an overly accurate vehicle, and I was barely poking my hull out, but he managed to hit just a little corner. I can't blame him. I mean, it's not the Emil's fault that he hit it, but I wasn't expecting this player to hit the shot when he did. Good on you, I guess. Could have been a win as well. I was really hoping, as I said, that I could bleed out the Emil 2 a little bit before he got to me. That way, when the IS-8 got to me as well, I could win, but you can't do everything, right? 5,500 damage, a really, really solid result in general. And a great example of the WZ-121 and the gameplay that we all love and know when it comes to Blitz. Now, this here is World of Tanks PC. Sorry, my nose is a little itchy. But this here is World of Tanks PC. Now, anybody that wants to say the graphics on Blitz are even remotely comparable to PC, even Reforged, I don't know what the heck you're smoking. The graphics on PC are so much better than even Reforged. It's not even close. Like, there is no pixelation, even when I zoom in this close, no pixelation. Look at my FPS in the top there. Look at my FPS. Sitting at 170 to 180 FPS on average. My monitor's 165 hertz. So I'm not only running this game on max graphics, 4K res, but it runs great. If Wargaming would simply take this engine and somehow put it in the Blitz, it would have been amazing. But obviously at this point, because we have Unreal Engine 5, that's not going to be happening. I don't have a problem with Wargaming putting Unreal Engine 5 into Blitz, but what I really hope is they get the graphics looking good. Like, this game, I've honestly, I think that World of Tanks PC is one of the nicest looking games. Like, you gotta agree, this really does look incredible. Not only does the game look incredible, but I actually have some fun playing it every now and then. Believe it or not, I actually have fun playing World of Tanks PC. Now, there are a lot of problems with the game. I firmly believe that the use of gold shells is completely broken. For example, this tank, right, my standard ammo does 400 damage, has 260 mils of average pen, and 1100 meters a second of shell velocity. Loading premium shells, my average damage is still 400, but my pen goes up by about 60 to 80 millimeters. And not only that, my shell velocity goes up by about 300. Why would you ever load a single standard shell when you can just fire gold? And that's the question that I always ask myself when I play PC. I feel bad loading gold because, like, I don't know, I just feel like spamming gold isn't a sportsman-like thing to do. But at the same time, if you want to win games, if you want to give yourself that advantage, you just load gold. You know, if you watch content creators like Skill4TU, a lot of them just literally only have gold ammo. That's it. Their entire game is just 40 APCR and then 5 HE, and that's it. Like, it's sad, but it's the truth. And I don't like that part about World of Tanks PC. I really don't, but you gotta live with it. So right now, as we can see, not much is happening. In fact, I'm going to speed up this replay a little bit, and mainly because of the fact, for the first 2.5 minutes or so, we can see the enemy team is completely steamrolling down the one flank, and over here, well, our team is now finally moving up. At the end of the day, you have to stick with your team, right? You cannot be the one that pushes, because as I've always learned in any game you play, you cannot do anything without a team. And that's definitely the case for Blitz. I waited for my team to move up, and now we take advantage. My 430U YOLO's in for some reason. My GSOR tank YOLO's in for some reason. And I'm not going to complain. That means I get a free farm here. So while these guys are YOLOing in, I just continue shooting out this Rambo, which appears to be an M103 copycat of some sort, judging from the looks of it. There you go, another nice 430 damage shell into the Rambo, and we're up to 1,660 damage. I'm going to take this tank out of the game. Boom. Easy. Okay, I'm up to 1,950 now. We have an enemy object 268 here, and unfortunately my GSOR tank goes right in front of me. That is not entirely what I wanted. Now, how the heck this 268 managed to let that GSOR get on his side, I really don't know. But we are already up to 2,300 damage. By the way, I'm in my Type 71 here. The Type 71 in Blitz and PC may look the same, but trust me, they do not play the same. The hull armor on the Type 71 on PC is about maybe 200 mils effective. It's awful. The turret is impossible to pen unless you hit the hatch, though. So it has a lot more turret armor, a lot worse hull armor. The vehicle has hydro-pneumatic suspension, which gives you upwards of 12 degrees of gun depression, which is really, really cool. It's faster than our Type 71, and not only that, it features way more DPM. The Type 71 has about 3,300 DPM with my current loadout. And we can see I'm using that DPM to rip into the enemy tanks. I'm up to 3,065 damage in this game so far, which is obviously pretty solid. Now we have a 268 in front of us, and you can see I've gone to now firing standard ammunition. And this is going to be a big bummer in a moment here, because you're going to see that I have a bit of a hard time penning this 268, when if I just fired standard or premium, I could have just cut right through. That shell there, that was never going to pen. I was just hoping that I could get the shell before he backed up, but unfortunately I was not able to. We're going to aim it on the hatch of the 268. Does not pen. All right, well, let's keep trying here. The T95 is going to move up, and the 95 is obviously a really, really good tank. But this here is a great example. If I had gold loaded, I could pen that entire superstructure. But because I don't have gold, I have to wait for the 268 to overangle, and then I can get a 355 damaging shell. Let's hope that my next shell doesn't low roll, because if it does, it's not going to be good for me. Nice. Okay, we get a 387 damage shell, clearing the enemy 268. We're up to 3,800 damage now. I'm going to aim it on this T30, and boom, easy clear into the T30. Okay, we have a CS59 on my rear. There's not really much I can do about that, but because I've got so much DPM, I actually almost out-reload the CS59. I get one easy shell into him. I'm up to 4,300, and backing up a little bit. Boop, there you go, another nice shot. 4,500 damage dealt now. Pretty good stuff, honestly, pretty good stuff. All right, now we're going to turn our tank, and we're going to go head back over to spawn. While you may think, why aren't you pushing into their spawn? Why won't you go towards the base? Why not try to flank behind them? You have to remember, this isn't World of Tanks Blitz. The map, look at the size of the map, right? This is where I currently am here, okay? This is where I currently am. And this is where I was. So I have to make my way all the way down this line, all the way over here and over here. This is where the enemy team is. So, realistically, it just takes so much time to go from their spawn all the way around, especially because I don't know where their Stridsvon is. I don't know where half of their tanks might be. So, these are all things that I have in my mind while I'm playing the game, and it's something that you always have to think about, right? Where is the enemy team going to be? What are they going to do? So, for me, in this game, I know that I have to flex back to my spawn, because I know that if I don't flex back to my spawn, it's going to be overrun. They're already capping the base, as you can see. I'm the only one that really has a lot of health apart from our Progetto on the team. So, it's just me and a Progetto, essentially. Good news is that the Eric Concept 1 gets a clear on the Sharfie Chair 4 and the Grill 15. Really, really good and important clears. The enemy team tried capping the base, and that obviously did not work out all too well for them. I saw the Yagpans are climbing up here, so I got one shell into the Yag. And this Yag's thinking, I should drive over. Yeah, maybe not, bro. Maybe not. I shoot another shell into the Yag, 430 damage. We're up to 5,300 now. Unfortunately, I'm shooting gold into the rear of this Yag. I don't really want to change my ammo loadout right now, though, because I'm just clearing this player from the game. So here we go. Another easy shot into the Yag. Just like that, I'm up to 6,000 damage. I just knew that, like, I couldn't dump my shells because I have to, or I just didn't want to swap to AP, just in case the Yag turned towards me or something. So, it's alright. We still have 3 APCR left, and now I'm going to swap over to my 17 AP. Now, at this point, we are spotted. The enemy team still has 2 artillery left. They have the AMX M4. Unfortunately, my gun depression was just not enough, and I wasn't loading gold. If I had fired gold there, may have actually killed the AMX, which would have definitely helped me out. We can see that the enemy artillery shoots at me, and oh, look at that! Yep, 362 health taken off me from a single arty. Oh, yep, there you go. That's right, the enemy artillery is an auto-loading arty. So, just like that, I went from about 1,500 health, 1,600 health, now down to 1,000. I still think artillery is the dumbest thing in the game. I do not like it. I never will like it. Until Wargaming removes artillery from World of Tanks PC, I will continuously complain about it until the day I die. It is so lame. I remember making videos just saying that, like, if you're an RD player, I don't care what you say. It is so cringe that you can sit behind cover, take a third of my remaining health away, and then just not get punished for it. It's so lame. And really, arty is the biggest threat for me here. This open gap gives a lot of room for artillery to bleed me out, and I don't want to be in a situation where that is possible. We have the enemy Stridsvon 103, and we also have the other Stridsvon 103 over here. This guy turns, and I get a nice shell into the side of his vehicle for 350 damage, now putting me up to 6,500 damage dealt. Okay. Well, I'm going to back up. Oh, we got Artie. Boom. Artie misses. Okay, well, that's good. What I'm going to do right now, because that Stridzvon keeps poking that spot, I'm going to maneuver over to the side. I don't know where the enemy M60 is. And the last position the M60 was spotted is over where that Stridzvon is. I have no reason to believe that that M60 is anywhere else. So at this point, I'm going to cross over, around, and hopefully get to the side of the Stridzvon. That's the plan. Is that going to work out? Well, I guess we're going to find out, right? Here we go. Moving up, moving up. Oh, that's not good. M60 shoots me for 385 in the side and is not detected. I need to cross this. I have no choice. I can't stop. At this point, I've gone too far. And, of course, then the already hits me for 247, now making me a potential one-shot for not only the Stridzvon, but also the M60. Yay, we love artillery. Well, the good news is my air concept 1, even though you can't see it, is all the way in the enemy spawn. And at this point, I'm really, really hoping that that air concept 1 gets the artillery cleared. So I'm going to wait right here for now, and we're just going to see what happens. T-95's moving up, and the 95's most likely going to try and spot out the M60, and the... Oh, there you go. We got the enemy Stridzvon. Well, I get a bounce angling from the Stridzvon, and I'd love to be able to shoot him in the track wheel, but little harder said than done. Shoot him in the track wheel, does not pen. That's really, really unfortunate. We're going to try again here. Aiming in on the track wheel. It says it's a pen. Doesn't go through. That actually should be a pen. Like, it's really cringe that that isn't. And as much as I'd love to just keep permanently tracking that player, I know that I can't when the enemy M60's over here, so I'm going to aim it on the hatch of the M60, get a nice 405 damage shell, but now I'm a one-shot. We're both one-shots. M60, 62 health, and, oh boy, the Stridzvon's rolling around the corner. The good news is that the enemy artillery is distracted on my Eric, and in fact, the artillery's dead. So they don't have Artie left. I don't need to worry about that. All I need to worry about right now is this Stridzvon. You may notice that this tank's armor is all red when I'm aiming at it. Why? Well, that is because of the fact the Stridzvon has a 40mm upper plate. And because my gun is a 120mm, it means that I cannot overmatch the upper plate at all of this Stridzvon 103. The only spot I can pen is right there. I pen the hatching shot for 417. Our artillery kills the M60, and the Progetto finally does something and ends up killing that Stridzvon. So just like that, 7,312 damage dealt, 1,300 blocked, and a pretty crazy game for the Type 71. We can definitely see the differences between World of Tanks Blitz and World of Tanks PC. The major thing that I like about PC is that the games last longer. This was a very long battle. I don't know exactly how long it lasted. If I go back a little bit here, I can take a look at how much time was left on the counter. World of Tanks PC games can last at a total of 15 minutes. That's a lot of time. And there was 4 minutes left, so there was probably about 3 minutes left. So this was an 11, 12-minute game. And I like games that last this long when you're able to put a big impact into the game, right? I'm doing my job. I'm putting out damage. It feels great when you're able to be in a situation like this. You're able to get a win. It feels absolutely amazing. And it's one of the things that I do like about PC. I like the fact that the games do last longer. I like the fact that you're able to choose your own equipment and a lot of the other things. There's obviously many differences and similarities between the two games. They are not the same thing, and even though they may look similar, at the end of the day, they're completely different. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about PC, about Blitz, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!